Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Easter if you celebrated it. Apologies for the webcam. How's it going, cash flow? Fox, I didn't know you have a wife. I thought you were looking for a wife. How's it going, your sir? Music is pretty good. Thank you. It's one of my friends makes the music. He does it solo now. He used to have a band, but he's still working on stuff. All his new stuff he's gonna give me access to before it's copywritten, but I will have new music soon. But regardless, really thankful for his music. If you're interested in finding out who he is, his details on him are in the description below. His band's name used to be The Hunting Project. Now he goes by Tilley Parker. All right, a couple things. We're going to get through some TA today. More people join in as the live stream goes on. But with that said, there is a trading competition I'd like to talk about. It's being hosted by Bitget. Huge rewards, and there's also a team-based trading competition, so it's individual and team-based. You can have up to 20 people on your team. The rewards are enormous. In order to sign up, you have to sign up through the links in the chat or in the description. Also, there are full details in the Discord, so if you'd like to read more about it, you can, of course, go to Bitget's webpage, or you can just simply look in the Discord. Again, full referral links and everything in that will be provided in Discord and during the live stream. With that said, let's get started. So, just a couple things, guys. I've noticed a lot of people are, like, they see this bounce and they're like, Bitcoin's back to bullish, Bitcoin's doing this, we're back to a bull market, and, like, grand scheme, guys. Look at the grand scheme. Nothing has really changed. We're still in a downtrend. We're still going sideways. I will say, I think I had my diagonals incorrect. I had them originally placed here. It looks like we bounced kind of off that diagonal. For now, I'm going to leave them at the the maximum length period. I've even still said we still have to break 37K in order for this to be truly bearish. But for now, don't change your bias just because we bounce. I mean, think that happens. That happens several times within here, and we're still not even above 50K. So, all right, let's start with the Dow. Dow Weekly. You guys know the deal. Dow Weekly. One thing I did want to notice today, we started red and closed green. Again, we're back below the 50. I still think there is a possibility that this could be an inverted head and shoulders here. It's more visible on the daily. You can see here inverted head and shoulders. What does this mean for crypto? It could mean that Bitcoin could bounce to 50K. It could mean that Bitcoin stays within the range. Ultimately, we know that in 2018, we did have a slight stock market recession where the yield curves inverted, and crypto still went down 80% while the stock market made it all-time highs. I know there's this weird correlation between the stock market and crypto, which broad scale, yes, there is. But intra-month, intra-year, I don't think there's as much correlation as people think, especially not intraday. So just keep in mind, there could be a possible inverted head and shoulders forming here. Definitely looking more bullish than bearish at this case. But with that said, we're also looking at a possible head and shoulders. So if we continue to break this support area, things are going to get ugly. If we break out of this support area, that would be the neckline for the inverted head and shoulders. Two possible scenarios. I know I like to give you guys one that I prefer. Honestly, I don't know what to expect here because we also have a death cross on the moving averages. So for me, I'd lean more bearish, but we know when recession first starts, we actually see quite a pump in the stock market, but I also believe that already happened. So, go with your gut, go with what your gut says. I've been completely out of stocks for a couple months now, so mostly just focusing on crypto. Trend reversal or what? I don't think we're quite at trend reversal yet. Volume doesn't support this rise. It's super low. Yeah, that another thing. We'll get into that here momentarily. S&P, again, below the 50. Very much looking like a head and shoulders at the S&P. We can see that very clearly. Possible inverted head and shoulders, but honestly, I'd go with the head and shoulders more than the inverted head and shoulders, especially with this MACD. Especially with the moving averages starting to curl down. There's just a lot of bearishness going on, especially with in May. They plan on obviously going with a 50. I saw up to a 75 BP hike. So yeah, that's never good for markets. Never. Nasdaq looks the worst. You know, double top here. Double top up here. Breakdown of the 50, retesting the 50, and continuing lower. We've been following this move for quite some time. Not really looking bullish. Looking like a simple breakdown and retest. We already went over the Dow. Let's look at DXY. So I've seen a lot on the DXY being bearish. People saying the DXY has a double top or the DXY isn't making a bullish structure. One thing I want you guys to note is the DXY is back above resistance. This resistance line is what we drew a long time ago. We had a double bottom here. Very, very bullish structure. Now, granted, could we maybe come back up and do one of these? Sure, I think it's very possible. Anything's possible. But for now, I still think the DXY is going to continue on its tear, at least to 105, before any kind of rejection. This 105 level stems very, very far back. So I think 105 would be the resistance, obviously getting above 110, and then 120 would be next. I still think that fundamentally the dollar is very bullish. Technically, it's very bullish. So ultimately, I'm anticipating the DXY to continue on its tear upwards. Maybe 44K and lower high than dump. We'll get into that in a moment. USDT.D. So this is kind of telling when the market's going to pump and dump. So when this pumps, the market dumps. And when this dumps, the crypto market pumps. So essentially, USDT.D is dominance. It's dominance by USDT. So when this goes up, that means that more USDT is in circulation. There's less buying of cryptocurrencies. And when it goes down, that indicates that cryptocurrencies are being bought, or it could mean that USDT is being taken off the market, which I don't know where they'd put it unless it's cold wallets, but I don't think a lot of people are putting their USDT in cold wallets. So ultimately, I'm going to go with that things are being bought. So we hit resistance a couple weeks ago, hit support 2 weeks ago, and now we're just kind of in this in-between stage. I wouldn't say that this is very bearish nor bullish. Again, it's just a small indication. I mean, could we be in a massive ascending wedge? Sure, but we'd still need to test the bottom once more for that 3 tap and then either a breakout or breakdown. Ultimately, ascending wedges are bearish, so we could just continue and break down. Not really seeing a pattern on the weekly. I mean, again, just kind of between support and resistance. Let's look at the daily. The daily, we did have a double bottom here, kind of going up. Let's see if we can hold this area of support and then continue higher for now. Other than that, not a lot to draw from this. Maybe a 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours kind of looks like continuation, consolidation before it continues. So I would expect up before down on USDT.D, which means that crypto should come down at least a little bit more. So let's get into Bitcoin, then I'll talk a little bit about the trading competition. So real quick, you guys know my magical chart with the death cross. Let's pull this up, pull up our moving averages. So you guys know I've put a lot of emphasis on this. We are now multiple weeks below the death cross, now 3 weeks below the original retest of the 50, and just to enlarge this just so it's a little bit easier to read, we had the same exact scenario happen in 2018 where we had this death cross. We actually broke down to the 50, retested it, got slightly above here, and then continued into capitulation down here. Although I'm not expecting the exact same scenario, we're kind of seeing it. We have this breakdown of the 50, a breakdown of the 50, a retest of the 50, a break. We're slightly above for a week. It ended up just being a wick, so I don't know if that's a re-breakdown or just a retest, but I'm going to go with retest. We retested it, and now we're kind of going down, and we're going to hover around this level before capitulation, in my opinion. I still think we need to see capitulation before any type of accumulation by exchanges, or not by exchanges, by institutions or larger whales. Larger whales are still selling into all these pumps. There's nothing truly bullish about any of this. And then again, ultimately right here, I think this is an ascending wedge. Just seeing it now, but I'm thinking that that's an ascending wedge. I mean, if we want to draw it perfect, obviously a lot of time to go between this ascending wedge. Could we, maybe do something like this and then come down? Sure. That's not on my playbook, but I'm thinking this is an ascending wedge right here. Higher lows, higher highs, weaker volume, ascending wedge. All right, let's get into the daily. Talk about the important stuff, the swing trades, the where can we look to maybe place a short or a long. For now, guys, I think you're late on the short. I think if you didn't get in between here, it's too late for you. We're kind of between a support and resistance here. 38 to 37 being support and 42 to 43 being resistance. So we could just bounce around this level. You really don't want to enter a short or a long when you're literally right in between support and resistance. The risk reward here is it's just not good on either end of the spectrum. Ultimately, what I'm seeing here is just consolidation. Redrawing these diagonal lines, this does make a little bit more sense, or gives us a little bit more leeway in this ginormous bear flag. We could literally just do something like this for quite a while before a breakdown. So ultimately, I think it's a little too early to long. I don't see confirmation of reversal signs now. Could we do something like this and then maybe come back here and then something like that? Sure. But for now, guys, we're just between major support, major resistance, major support. Don't take a trade here. It's not worth it. You guys know that they're trying to liquidate everybody, and they're going to do a lot of this. They did a lot of it in here. They're going to do a lot of it here. And if you're a 15-minute time frame trader, you're going to get absolutely boned during this time period. Do you think stablecoins are worthy and safe passive income to accumulate more money while in a bear market? Yeah, that's what I do. I put my most of my stuff on BlockFi or Crypto.com. Accumulate about 10% each year, and depending on the state of the market, like I haven't started dollar cost averaging, but once I do, I will certainly start to dollar cost average while earning interest on top of that. MACD, what about MACD? We've already talked about how MACD is not the best telling sign of trend reversal. One thing I do notice, and this is very, very possible, is maybe some divergence here, but again, I just think this is consolidation before going down ultimately. May is coming. There are some serious rate hikes coming in May. A lot of doom and gloom for markets. I'm not anticipating this to go any higher than 42K if we even get there. Ultimately, this chart looks extremely bearish, especially on the weekly. Do you think GMT is going to pump more? We're not really looking at alts. What can you do in crypto right now? Buy or wait? I would be patient. If you're a long-term investor, I'd be patient and wait for 30K to break. Once 30K breaks, begin dollar cost averaging. If you don't know what dollar cost averaging is, Google it. It's a very, very simple strategy, and it's worked very, very successfully in both stocks and crypto. Yes, you can, sir. All right, let's keep treading on. Keep treading on. So let's look at some Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands. So our daily is still in this massive range. What I'd like to see is these bands tighten. I would want to see this, like we kind of maybe do some of this. This would increase volatility. So essentially when your bands are very, very wide, the volatility or the extreme move really won't happen. You want to see tightening of these bands. So you want to see something like this, or something like up here like this. That would give you signs of trend continuation or trend reversal. Really anything between the bands, again, it's just acts as support and resistance. We're just going to bounce around and kind of stay within that median price range. But I would like to see this with Bollinger Bands. I'd like to see things tighten. I'd like to see things tighten so we get volatility, so we can have the strength to either push down or even push up. Again, regardless of pushing up or down, I'm in favor of this. I just don't see how this market could go up with the economic conditions we're in, with whales selling into every single pump. It just doesn't make sense to go up. But the odd case that this happens, there will be multitudes of signs, not just Bollinger Bands. We'll get to that if it happens, but for now, there's not really an increase of volatility. So yes, I'd have to agree that maybe this is the correct line. There just isn't enough volatility for that move to play out, to really break this support area. Check DeFi stuff mostly on BSC. We'll go with ones having. I'd be careful with DeFi. Be very, very careful. Plus, a lot of these altcoins will crash and never exist again during this bear market. So again, just be very, very careful what you're investing in. Let's look at some moving averages. Moving average. So we actually, interesting, we're about to see a death cross. The 20 over the 50. I know a lot of people say the 200 or the 50 and 200. I consider the 20 and 50 also a death cross. And if you are in my trading class or you're in my Discord, one thing I note is every single time we have a death cross or a golden cross, the inverse effect happens before continuation occurs. So we're right about to have a death cross and we're pumping. We will probably pump to 42K as this is occurring, and it'll be a fake out. That cross will occur and we will continue to head back down. Ultimately, like I said, we are in a downtrend with consolidation. Once we get into the hourly time frames, it'll make a little bit more sense. So 12 hour. 12 hour, I mean, still pretty low volume. Still like right in between support and resistance here. I know people thought that this was it. This is the doom. We're going to dump to 30K. Guys, we still had very, very low volume on this dump. That's just not a lot of confidence. It is, in fact, a fake out. But, just because we say that doesn't mean we're just going to do one of these. We're probably just going to hit 42 and go down. Best case scenario. Ultimately, wouldn't be shocked if we just did this. Just be on the lookout. Just know that it's still, the only time you'd want to enter a short is in this area or a breakdown of this area. All this in between, ignore this. They are using all of this to liquidate everybody. So ignore this, trade this. Trade the circles, ignore the waves. Roman, what do you think of future market? What do you mean? Like the futures, like stock futures? Yes, Planet Finance are giving the highest now. I don't know what that is. All right, real quick, I want to talk about the trading competition. So, for those of you that know, I partnered with Bitget a couple months ago. They've been talking about hosting different trading competitions and just ways to, promote the exchange, get people involved. Competitions are great. It shows how good of a trader you are. We're going to have one in the Discord. With that said, there's over a 200 Bitcoin prize pool, and you can have up to 20 people on your team, or you can do it individually. I believe it is going to be judged on percentage earned rather than amount earned. So if you only have like $1,000 or something like that, they want to see the percentage you make, not whether you can turn 1,000 into 100,000. Although that percentage would be fantastic. There are full details on Bitget's website as well in the Discord. I would love to have as many people join as we can. I'd love to see the Discord perform, whether it's my personal team or another team within the Discord. I'm thinking about adding another chat just so the teams can, kind of discuss, have a little bit of banter, post their results against each other. I think it'd be just like a really fun, engaging experience both for Bitget and our Discord. So here, just going to read some of this to you guys. So here's the team battle aspect. So each member, including the captain, must possess a net value of at least 300 USDT. Again, you don't need 100,000 to enter. It's going to be graded based on percentage earned. So again, you can use USDT as the margin futures or coined margin futures. So it is a contractual based event. The team size can consist of up to 20 members. At least 20 members. So if you're going to form your team, make sure that you get, a ton of people. The easiest way to do this is A, through Twitter, 20 people, or B, you can go into our Discord and maybe ask around, maybe ask some people that you think are successful. I would start choosing your team before I choose the team because I'm going to pick the 20 best people I think, and we're going to roll everybody else. That's just my banter for that. Reward distribution, you guys can read all throughout this. I don't want to just read what's on the screen. But essentially, first, second, and third will get the most. Fourth through 10th split 30%. Again, this is a 200 Bitcoin rewarded competition. I highly suggest you guys join. You could join for 300 USDT, and if your team wins, man, you win 20 Bitcoin. That's huge. That can start a huge trading account for you. And to be fair, I think it's very rewarding and very risk savvy. You can go in with 300, do very, very well, and make 20 Bitcoin. So, all right. More, like I said, more details will be posted in the Discord. We'll be talking about it for quite some time. Let's get into the 4 hour. So 4 hour. Yeah, guys. Again, I just think that we bounced. This is literally just a move to liquidate shorts. Ultimately, very, very low volume. Although it is stacking up, very low volume on that drop. Nothing truly bullish here. This just looks like another move to liquidate shorts. Could we just be in a descending wedge here, a descending channel? For sure. That's probably the most likely scenario. But for now, we're just kind of chilling. We're just probably just going to do some of this and liquidate a lot of people. So be very, very careful. Again, I would hate to see you get liquidated because you're watching a 15-minute rather than a daily time frame. Remember that just because if this breaks out, we need to break 42K for this to be even short-term bullish. But all right, do you guys have any questions? Just wanted to keep it short and easy. We still haven't had a lot of action in these markets. Not like there really hasn't even been a trade set up on the long end in 6 months. Although some of these moves, I could circle them. Some of these, you could have definitely longed and done well. Per my system, none of these moves really follow my system. And maybe other than this possible double bottom here, but again, I didn't like the price action. So for me, I've just been kind of sitting out and chilling, taking small trades off of support and resistance. But other than that, it's better to be patient right now because when this market does crash, I want as much capital as I can to employ in a DCA as well as swing trading when that next bull market starts, because that's where you make money in this market. All the people telling you that scalping and all this is what makes people money in this market, unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars, no. It is taking full advantage of the bear market and entryway into the bull market and then switching over to the altcoins that just moon at the end of the bull market. Don't pick me. Jeez. I don't know who I'm going to pick yet, honestly. I haven't made my list. I was going to kind of like let other people pick or whatever, but I'll pick. I've got a good idea of who I want. When you see the pumpy pump again, 2024, whenever recession is at its peak, whenever every news source says recession, when everybody knows that it's recession time, that's when I'm like, nah, we're gonna absolutely moon. When everyone says doom, when all the people that don't trade, when all the normal people are like, it's over, we're done, that's when I'm buying. I want to try and take advantage of the bottom. I mean, I'll be buying along the way, but I'll be buying very, very heavy as we continue to drop. What do you think about people saying sub 30K or sub 30K to 70K to 10K to 100K? I haven't seen any of those people. I'm just one of the people that thinks we still haven't seen capitulation and we will soon. That's a big range. Sub 30 to 70, back down to 10 to 100K. That is a crazy range. I mean, it's possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's very, very possible. Excuse me. It's possible. For sure possible. But, I don't know. I mean, look at the weekly here. Do we really think we're going to do... like do this, go all the way down to 10K, and then, I mean, that to me looks kind of ridiculous. Not saying it's not possible, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. I think once we lose 30K, this market's gonna implode on itself, personally. Funny that we were mostly calling for doom while the normies see nothing wrong. Yeah, I mean, you've got that right, Cheese. Oh, also, Cheese, O and I are going to do a Twitter space sometime this week. I haven't decided yet. If you want to hop in there with us, you can. I was going to ask Terry to join, maybe get Agris, maybe some other people from Discord. I kind of want to keep it in our circle of group or our people this time. Anyone can ask questions or speak for a minute if they want, but I figured that'd be a good group. Kind of keep it like we did in the old Discord days, and have a little fun with it. I'll probably, I don't know, eat or drink on while we're speaking. It'll be a good time. If you're interested, just hit me with a DM or something or whatever. Yo, what up, O? Yo, I was telling him about the Twitter space. And I'll tell you what, we're at 50 viewers right now. Usually we're at 100 midway through the stream. Man, crypto is dying in the social media space. I keep seeing all these people say like, "Oh, like I'm not getting views." I'm not, even the Moon Boys are like, not, no one's getting views, and I think that's because retail is just getting beat up so bad. They're just done. Yeah, I'll let you know. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't suffering at first, but man, it's been slow. I've noticed. But on Twitter, I'm still getting like a lot of feedback, a lot of responses. So maybe I'm doing something right on Twitter, but not YouTube. Maybe YouTube's the only one suffering, because I know I've seen statistics from the Moon and all these other people, I guess, and their view count, their videos haven't been getting as much attention, which again tells me that we're in a market that's nearing capitulation. Yeah, my interaction went down on Twitter. Yeah, mine. It's weird, man. It depends on the day. Because yesterday I had a big tweet. Last week I was kind of in a small range, but man, yesterday and the couple days before, I've had a couple big tweets. I think I'm shadow banned. I can check for you. I'll check for you after I live stream. Good prices to accumulate Cardano. Man, I wouldn't. I'd be careful accumulating alts, but for me, probably 30 cents. Probably around the 30 cent range. Let's see. Yeah, 37 cents would be maybe a good time to start. It looks like we're kind of right at the top of resistance. We actually had a fake out. Uh, yeah, I would say that we continue going down. 37, maybe start at 37. The Moon's saying we're gonna crash. Bottom signal. Then buy. Yeah, we'll probably have like a small local bottom, but for the most, don't see how we're gonna go to like 60, 70K. I just don't see it happening. Luna though, Luna's back at 90. Jeez, this was a short opportunity I gave for my trading students. We almost got to entry 2. Entry 1, we were slightly above, unfortunately, but damn, what a solid little trade I gave to my students. All right, you guys have any questions? Any questions at all? I was gonna keep this one quick today. I'm freaking hungry, man. I gotta eat. I also just woke up from a nap. I feel like we've covered the macro stuff. Maybe we'll look at like Ichimoku or something while these questions roll in. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, not a lot of crazy stuff has happened in this market. We're kind of in the cloud, or we tested the cloud down here. Seeing this death cross on Ichimoku is not a good sign. I would think that we continue going a little lower. At least test 30, 38, 37K. Below the whole moving average. We already talked about Bollinger Bands. KC? Oh, that's why. We were below the bottom of the KC line. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll probably consolidate for a few more days. How do I like Matic? I like Matic, and I'd like to DCA the project once it's like gone down 90% from its top, for sure. Get some proper meal, Roman. Dude, I made fried chicken last night. I'm gonna make mac and cheese, like homemade mac and cheese, not like store bought. I make some good mac and cheese. But I'm gonna take mac and cheese and like take the fried chicken, maybe some bacon, just like mash it all up together. Man, that sounds good. Sounds good. Oh yeah, craziness and gold and oil. Yeah, let's look at gold. Gold, wow. Wow, that's as much as I want to say that's a double top. I would have wanted this to continue going lower. Wow, gold looks like it's just on a freaking tear, man. Peter Schiff is probably creaming his pants right now. He's like, look, gold's up, but Bitcoin's down. Gold's such a better investment. Like, I don't know, buddy. I don't know about that one. Gold has, since 2012, when Bitcoin came out, gold is up 20%. And when Bitcoin came out until now, I think it's up several millions of percent. So I don't think he had the right call there, Peter Schiff. But maybe he'll win one of these days. Maybe gold will go up another 10% for you. Want it to hold a little longer, maybe years even. I have Bitcoin at 30,000, thinking to sell, and ETH at 1,500. I mean, if you have them at that price, I mean, it doesn't hurt to take partial profits if you think that we're not going to continue going higher. Craziness in oil. Yeah, oil is, I'm pretty sure oil is just mooning. And I could be wrong. I haven't looked at an oil chart. We can certainly look at one. I know it's not oil. I know it's a different ticker. So if you have the oil ticker, I'll look at it. Oh, because Russia's going off on the offensive again. Yeah, I saw something like that. Russia was going to start doing stuff. But, I mean, let's be honest. Russia can't even take the Ukraine. Like, it's taken them, what, a month or two to get anywhere? I mean, they're kind of fighting an uphill battle at this point, and even if they do take the Ukraine, they can't take anything else. I mean, they can't do anything. No one wants to help them. I think the U.S. could have taken the Ukraine in 5 hours with our military. China's clearly too scared to do anything because they know that the U.S. will mop the floor with them too. And China's seeing that Russia can't even take the Ukraine, so how is Russia a benefit to China? I don't know. Could be a cup and handle for sure. Yeah, could be a cup and handle. I don't like to trade cup and handles, but yeah, you could be a cup and handle. Good call. Good call. All right, maybe look at a 4 hour, see if there's like a pattern or something in here that I can give you guys. Yeah, I just don't see a good trade setup in here. There's not like a double top. I mean, yes, you're in this channel here. Yes, we're kind of near the top or the potential top, and the bottom's all the way down here. Could very well do this. I mean, I would think we do maybe something like that, but we'll just have to wait and see. I don't like trading diagonal lines, especially when our resistance is 3% higher. So, but for now, I mean, if you don't know what to do, just stay out. No harm in that. Cup and handle on the DXY, yeah, that too. Weird politics these days, yeah. Wait for Matic to be below $1. Let me see Matic. Matic, I would say wait for... And honestly, I'd wait for 50 cents. Yeah, I'd say wait for 50 cents. Looks like we're... I mean, this could even be it, but I don't know. It looks like we're... If I draw some of these precisely... Maybe this is the support level that I'm looking for. I'm unsure here with that. We're just going to remove it. But there's definitely something right about here. So it looks like, I mean, kind of looks like we could go up, but could just continue down, maybe lower. I would accumulate here around 50 cents. Again, most of these altcoins are going to lose about 90 to 99% of their value. That's about in the zone that I'd want to accumulate. Again, if we think Bitcoin's going to drop, Matic's going to drop too, just a lot harder. I believe Matic's already down. Matic's down 50% from its all-time high. Bitcoin's only down about 40. So keep that in mind. $107 now, yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna close the stream now. Kind of talked about everything I wanted to. Small crowd today, unfortunate. Hopefully we can get a couple more people in here Wednesday. But if you guys are interested in the trading competition, Please go see the Discord. It's literally listed as trading competition. There's the links that you need to sign up for Bitget. I'd really appreciate if you guys use my referral links. If you don't want to and you hate me, that's okay too. But yeah, that competition starts at the end of April, and there's also one at the end of May. So there's actually two competitions. They're both listed in Discord. Full details in Discord and on Bitget's website. It's going to be huge. There's a 200 Bitcoin payout through the top 10 teams. Again, I believe you need 20 members a team. If you don't know where to look for people, you can certainly look in Discord. You can certainly ask people. DM, we have 5,000 members in Discord, so you got a lot of people to choose from. If you'd like me to be on your team, I'm currently not on a team. I'm going to look for team members probably tomorrow. So if you're interested in joining my team, we can certainly have that discussion. But I have a couple members picked out already. Hopefully, it don't get snagged for me. But yeah, we're going to continue on with that. With that said, trading classes are still open until the end of May. If you guys are interested in watching those videos on Patreon, they're all posted there. After that, I'm going to take a break from all of that, probably enjoy my summer, and then come next fall, reorganize the class, make it a 4-month class, and move from there. Now, with all that said, guys, please don't change your bias just because we bounce. Please don't just change your bias just because we bounce. Bitcoin bounced, yeah, sure, it did, but we're still just between support and resistance. Not a lot has changed, unfortunately. And on top of that, guys, make sure you're using risk management. Don't be the guy that gets liquidated and can't buy at the heat of this bear market, because we're just now getting started. With all that said, guys, please be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.